Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Education and Yoga with Kinnari Parikh. Today we are going to learn about Kapalbhati. Before starting Kapalbhati, I want to tell you something about meaning of Kapalbhati. Kapal means forehead and Mastisk, and Bhati matlab flow. That means Kapalbhati pranayam is giving you glow on your Mastisk, or you can say forehead. So let's start without wasting time. So first, how to sit. So we should sit in Padmasana. So you know that how to Padmasana. That you have to fold your leg and keep your one leg fit on the thigh of other leg, and similarly fit off other leg on the thigh of first leg. Here you can sit in Dhyan Mudra or Vayu Mudra, or you can sit like this. You have to keep the fingers in front of each other, and your both the arms should be on knees and elbow should be straight. You have to bend little bit forward, but your backbone should be straight. You have to just sit a little bit forward so that balance should be kept. Now the process, how to do it. So you know that in pranayam we are closing our eyes, and then we have to breathe from both the nostril, and while we are doing breathe out, at that time we have to move our belly inside with jerk like this. So here we have to focus on breathe out process, Rajak process only, not any focus to be given in breathing process. That will be done automatically. So this pranayam also done with 3 speed: slow speed, medium speed and fast speed. In slow speed we have to give one stroke of our belly in 1 second. So in 1 minute 60 times we have to do this. So in 5 minutes we have to do 300 times. And this with slow speed is done by any kind of age group people. So in many disease, this process, this time duration can be increased up to 5 minutes, and we have to repeat this process for 3 times at least. Either you can go with 1 minute, or you can go with 5 minutes and then 1 minute break. If you are doing it with 1 minute repetition, then you have to take break for 30 seconds in between. Another is medium speed. This medium speed can also be done by any kind of any people, but they should be healthy. In this we are giving 2 stroke in 1 second, so 120 stroke in 1 minute. So it should be like this. Like this way you have to do this 120 stroke in 1 minute, and you have to repeat this process for 3 times by taking half a minute break in between. And if you are very young and fit and without having any physical issues, then you can do it with very fast speed like this way. But while you are doing this, you have to focus on breathe out only. You have to focus that whenever you are doing breathe out, at that time only your stomach should go inside. Okay, so these are the 3 process how to do it, and this period of doing this pranayam can be increased up to half an hour also, and when you are reaching to half an hour period of time, at that time you can cure any kind of disease by this pranayam only. So now let's go on the benefit of it. There are many benefits, as this pranayam is focusing on our belly part, and we know that our all digestive organs as well as sexual organs and urinary system organs are situated in this part only. So it is this pranayam gives very good exercise to all these organs. So all the problems related to these organs can be easily cured by this pranayam. So let's start with the stomach. This pranayam is very beneficial to the people who are having Kapha Prakriti or Vata Prakriti. As we know that there are three kind of people: Kapha Prakriti, Vata Prakriti, as well as Pitta Prakriti. So people with Kapha and Vata Prakriti have the body in which acid is not generated properly, means the digestive juices are not generated properly. By doing this pranayam, or this acid which is secreted in our stomach is secreted properly, so it is helpful in digestion. Also for Vata Prakriti people also it is very beneficial, because the benefit will be same. So that is stomach related issues will be solved. It also improve pancreas. So pancreatic juice is also secreted very nicely, and all the issues related to digestion can be cured by this. Also it gives very good exercise to intestine. So intestine related issues like indigestion and these all can be cured by this. Also we are doing this process, at that time we are taking oxygen in very big quantity, so it directly reach to our lungs as well as brain and stomach organ. So energy is generated very nicely, because we know that energy is produced with the help of oxygen, because oxygen break down all the food particles and creating energy. So energy also can be created, and 100% all energy can be absorbed by doing this pranayam, which is the most beneficial thing of this pranayam, that 100% energies can be absorbed by our body. So all the nutrient related issues like lack of vitamin B12, calcium, protein, lack of hemoglobin, these all issues can be cured. And now if we move on sexual issues, then in ladies, if ladies problem like irregular period or very less bleeding or very above heavy bleeding, these all issues can be cured by this pranayam. Also if ladies have fibroids in uterus or cyst in ovary, polycystic ovaries, these kind of problems also can be cured. If fallopian tubes is closed, then it can be opened by this pranayam. So infertility related issues also can be cured. In gents also, if less sperm counts are there, then it also can be increased by this pranayam. So it is very beneficial for curing infertility. Also urinary system organs are situated here, like kidney. So if in some people creatinine level is very high, so it also can be decreased by this pranayam. And now if we move on spiritual way, then this is the most important pranayam for Kundalini Jagran, because it activates all the 7 chakras of our body, and it generates one spiritual aura, and which is very helpful for us to connect ourselves with the ultimate power, and to achieve and to absorb that all the energy, all the positive energy from the universe. So this is very beneficial for spiritual way, in the spiritual way also. Now if we move on precautions, so yes, we have to do too much precautions for this pranayam, that people with hypertension, hernia, heart disease, and high blood pressure, or any kind of weakness, people with back pain should avoid this pranayam, or should do under the guidance of doctor, or and that also they should prefer only with slow speed. Now if people who are suffering with stroke, they should also avoid it. People who are recently passed from any kind of operations, then they should avoid it. Now if we are talking about ladies, then during period you should not do it, and if you are suffering with heavy bleeding, you should not do it. Also a pregnant lady should avoid it all. And as I told earlier, that people with Pit Prakriti should not do it, because it is not beneficial for them. Now how to identify the people who are having Pit Prakriti, having leadership power? Their eyes a little bit more red, and they are little bit more anger people than any other people, because they are having leadership power. So these are some characteristics of Pit Prakriti people, and for these people this pranayam is not beneficial, so they should avoid this pranayam. Now I am going to tell you what to do during relaxation period. So during relaxation you have to sit in Padmasana and with Dhyan Mudra position, and keep your backbone straight, close your eyes and smile on your face, and focus on your point of light between these two eyebrows, and then take deep breath from both the nostril and release it without doing any force. And relax your whole body and relax your mind. This process you have to do for 30 seconds. And now I am telling you what to do during when we have to do this pranayam. So this pranayam you can do in early morning, after wake up, before taking any meal or water. If you want to do it in evening, you should keep at least 3.5 hour time in between your pranayam and last meal. Friends, so if you like my video, then please follow it. Do all this pranayam every day. Namaskar.